How do you help your client figure out what is important to them as they're looking through these, trying to figure out what they want to do and how they want to use that in a $5 million?
For some, it's very easy. For others, it's very difficult because they've never really been in charge of money before because they didn't really have any, or they had a level of wealth that they weren't even aware of. Because that's the other thing, not talking about money makes it very hard when you do need to talk to it. And when you're sitting somewhere, you're sitting in a bank trust department or someplace, and there's all kinds of language and ideas and stuff thrown at you that may not be anything that you're really interested in, but you don't yet have the vocabulary. That's why I always like to put together a glossary for my clients. And I want them to say, well, what does that mean? Because I have clients that are engineers that have done all kinds of things, and they know a lot about what they do, but they might not know much at all about investing their money. They've spent most of their life hoping to accumulate some, and now they're there, but what do you do after you're there? So it's an interesting process. And I think as long as people can see investing and money and living as a process, then you don't have to have this terrible level of reactivity that says, I got to do this or I got to do that. You can look at there are thousands and thousands of people that manage money. There are thousands and thousands of fiduciaries. Not any one thing is going to break the bank for those people. You have to really think about what you want, and people aren't comfortable with that sometimes. It's like, well, I want to win the lottery. Well, okay, 5 years after people win the lottery, most of them are bankrupt. Why is that? Because nobody is there to help them handle it, or sometimes there are a lot of people that want to help them handle it, but there is an agenda there for those who would like to help you with your money. And so, I think it's a process of thinking about who you are, what you want, things that work for you, things that just scare you to death. And you have to, sometimes it's a matter of feeling your way along. There's not any one book that you just pick up and read and go, oh, got that. Yeah, I'll do that. Now we're going to do micro investing, whereas previously we've always done large cap value investing. It's good to open up to lots of possibilities within a portfolio, but you don't want to open it up to things you have no idea what's going on. You want to grow in your knowledge. You want to grow in your net worth. That's an ultimate goal, but it's not a bad goal. But I've not seen any clients that I've had long-term relationships. As they made more money, they gave more money. They helped more people. And I don't have a single client that has not been that way. And the older they get, the more they are interested in the needs of others. How can you get any better than that? How can you get around the positive aspect that people can help each other? It's not all a greedy game about who has the most money. In fact, I haven't had any clients like that because those people sort of blow themselves out of the investing market. And there is peer pressure, particularly younger people will be attracted to kind of a glitzy approach. And because it sounds good, it's like, oh, you wouldn't believe these trades we pulled off yesterday. Well, that's yesterday. What's it going to look like in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? And, what are your clients' expectations? What are yours? If you have unrealistic expectations, the market will be sure to point that out to you. You don't really have to do anything. The world is out there. And one of the things that value managers are always looking to do is to gravitate to the inefficiency in a particular market or in a particular stock. We know the S&P didn't do much. We also know that Procter & Gamble is almost like a little yardstick for the S&P. Does that mean Procter & Gamble will never go down or never stay static? No, but it's like, well, that's a company I want to own. To other people, it's like, oh, it's a big old company that makes laundry detergent. Who cares? Well, if you want to make money, you have to think about how you're going to invest and for how long. So I try and be a partner with my clients. I try and understand who they are as people. That includes how they were brought up, what they embrace now. I don't have to know everything about them, but I need to know basically what drives them. And people said, well, how can you know that? Well, you don't know it, but you see a pattern. And as you look at an individual, there are ways to assess whether, how they are motivated. Are they more motivated internally by what they want, what's in their head? Are they more motivated by what's hot right now? And I did write my dissertation on a personality constraint about motivation, about how people are motivation, how they make decisions, which varies, of course, from what kind of decisions they are, naturally. But so, if you like people and you like to help people and you're interested also in numbers or the larger investment world, it can be an interesting and fascinating and wonderful career for you. But if your expectations are to make a quick buck, I would keep moving, because you will not get that satisfaction in this area except momentary, occasionally.